Morning, everyone. The fifth day of the Durga Puja Navaratri session. Wonderful, bright sunlight, and good to be with the beloved and inquirers and researchers for God and the godliness. Namaskar, my very special pranam to the Brahman in each one of you. Let us start with a salutation. Om. Asato ma satgamaya. Tamaso ma jyotirgamaya. Mrityurma amritam gamaya. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Divine Mother, Mother of the strength, the Shakti of the universe, of the creator of the Maya with the power of the Brahman, created the whole of the universe. Our prayers and pranam bless us to attain and fulfill the purpose of the human life on this life alone. Check. With that salutation, we start Navaratri, Durga Puja. I shared a quick note in the last Thursday. You know the entire story of how the origination of Durga Puja. Many of you know about the Mahisasura and how he became a tyrannic, demonic king, and he needed to be killed, and he could not be killed. So the gods and the demons wanted the demon king to be destroyed. So the gods all went to the super gods and the Brahma, Vishnu, Maheshwara, and they went and they meditated and chanted prayers, and the Mother Shakti was born with the power of all the gods and goddesses. Along with this story, in the Chandi Puran, it goes on to explain the Mother Durga is actually a virgin mother, like Mother Mary. How could she have 4 children? So each one of the children and the symbol of the mother, the lion king, the asura, they all lead to, if you look at the, correctly depicted the Durga Puja Pandal, if you look at it on the top left-hand side, as you view the mother, there is a little Shiva. Shiva is the Purusha, is the Brahman, as per Vedanta. Tiny symbol. Why tiny? Because the world outside is so huge, and we are receiving that world outside with our senses. And have you ever thought about it this way? How did we get this thing about we are this body and we are this name and we are this form? How did we get to this? Have you ever reflected, dear devotees, have we ever gone to a school to learn that this body is me? We go to school to learn German and French and maths and science and art and culture and tradition. Who teaches us that this body is me? You say Mother teaches us. Mother really doesn't teach. Mother enjoys by saying Vedant Kute, and Vedant smiles, and Mother says, look, 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 Vedant smile. Yes, symbolically the message is given, but nobody is teaching us. It is Shankaracharya talks about, it is Nigritri. It is for generations and generations, for birth after birth, and many births, we have grown up with it. It is inborn with us, that this is me. And why is it me? Because we are being driven by the sensual pleasures, the sensual attachments, the sensual way to perceive the world, which is through the power of our five senses. We see the world with our eyes. How do I know that I have an eye? How do I know I have an eye? How do I know that I can see? I can see this clock. So I can see the clock. I know that seeing is the drishti, which is how I have the eye. Supposing I can't see, I know I cannot see. I do not have a good eyesight, or I'm blind. This is how we have grown up believing about the five senses and the world outside. And in this world outside, we grow up believing this body is me. But in this Navaratri time, these messages by the ancient rishis, right from Chandi Puran, Puranas, unlike the Upanishads, unlike the Bhagavatam, unlike the Brahma Sutra, unlike the Bhagavad Gita, goes ahead and gives us messages in simple story form, so that it's easy for not the very learned ones who would go ahead for Upanishads and Vedanta and Bhagavad Gita, but the lower level of learnedness, they could easily understand the message. So what is the message to the Navaratri Puja? Understanding that this body, the mind, and the nama, rupa, bhavahara, the body, name, form, and function, has got a lot of impurities. And these impurities are like the asura, demonic tendencies, hatred, anger, jealousy, cruelty. There's a beautiful story in the ancient time. The demons, the gods, and the humans, they all went to Lord Brahma. And so please tell us the form that we should take to purify ourselves, including the gods, to become purified soul and become Shiva, the Purusha, the ultimate. The Brahma told all three, the demons, the gods, and the humans, only three words. The. So the demons, they knew we are known for our cruelty. We are very cruel people. So what Brahma means for us is do meditation on daya, kindness, opposites of that. The gods are always having great fun, party, as per the, very famous, the Apsara, the dancing, and the special Karana, the drinking and etc., enjoyment. That is why they say, go to heaven and you will have real heaven. Or you have a great party and you say, we had heaven. Or you go to a beautiful place, beautiful scenery, wonderful sight, beautiful flower, trees, cherry blossoms, mountain, river, mountain fall, and you say, we are in heaven. So the gods say, we are always enjoying, we are always outwardly enjoying. So what do we have to do? Remember the Shata Sampatti? They said we have to do Dhamma. Shama, Dhamma. We have to do Dhamma. Same Brahma, Da. Da for the Asuras became Daya. For gods, it becomes Dhamma. What about the human beings like you and me? The human beings also heard the same Da. So they realize all we do, and this is how the Ashtaya and Aparigraha in Yamaha, in Patanjali Yoga Sutra has come in. You remember? Truth, ahimsa, brahmacharya, ashtya, aparigraha are the 5 principles of Yamaha. Then Yama, this ashtya and aparigraha came because of that the. This is the ancient story of the origination of the Yama and Yama, things like that. So what is that the? We are all the time gathering, grabbing. You remember when the lockdown started, everybody's shop got cleaned up. People went and bought and bought and bought and hoarded up. Holding onto it. And stealing. Ashteya. So that the meant Dhanam. So it went into Dhamma and Daya and Dhanam. You should give to people. They are the 3 things that the human being is supposed to give. And they're beautiful in the Western philosophy and the motivations. If you read, they say if you want something in your life, in the Western philosophy of motivation, what should you do? Give it first. If you look at it carefully, if we want love, we have to give love. No, this is how the Western motivation speakers, philosophers are speaking. If you want love, you have to give love first. Not first you love me, then I will love you. This is what we tend to do. The second, supposing you want knowledge. What does it say? Jnanam dhanena vardate. If you want to increase your knowledge, you have to give knowledge. Understand very simply, if I want to learn maths or German, they say in the Western, start teaching maths. How can I teach maths? I don't know math. If you want to teach, you have to learn. And automatically you learn better because they will ask questions and you don't know the answer. So you have to teach. Teach to learn more. Jnanam dhanena vardate. What about money? Same thing. You want money, you have to give money. Share in this world. Whatever you want in your life, you have to give it first. And this is how the whole thing generated about the Yama. Now, getting back to Mother Durga. What is it? The Asura, the demon, they have those demonic tendencies. To control that, to do your sadhana, you have to focus on the Anahata Chakra, which gives the greatness of heart, the love, the compassion. And notice these animalic tendencies, they're called animalic, like animal type. They're the ones who are doing harm, cruelty and hatred, and this is my territory, this is my house, others are not allowed. So those animalic tendencies can be only conquered by the king of the animal. That is why Mother Durga is riding on the Lion King. And the Lion King's paw, if you look carefully, it is on the chest, on the Anahata Chakra of the Asura, bleeding chest, is controlling that Anahata Chakra to purify the demon king. And 10 hands of the Mother Durga holding 10 different weapons, including one hand giving abhay. The other 9 hands are controlling all the evil tendencies and killing them. Now comes the 4 sons. First is, what are these 4 sons? Symbolically, you and I have to become, attain those qualities. That's why those sons, they are actually the creation of the mother for us to learn as per the Chandi Puran. Kartikeya, we're supposed to have great health, exercise, and along with the great health, we must have courage, fearlessness. How the fearlessness comes? Look at it very carefully. Explains Chandi Puran. A baby is fearless because mother is holding the baby. So there is to be, Paramahansa Ramakrishna used to tell a story. You know, the ancient paddy field, through the paddy field when you're walking, say, child, baby, and father. Father is holding on to one child's hand, and one baby is on the shoulder, and father is going from one village to another village through the paddy field. It's generally demarcating paddy field. And if you have been through, most of you must have been, it's all water on the side, and the paddy field, the track is about 1 foot wide. You can walk, but you can slip and fall because there is all water and slippery thing. So it goes ahead and explains, see, father is holding the baby on the shoulder. Even if father slips, baby will not fall. Father will hold on to the baby. But the other child who's holding father's hand or father's finger and walking, if the child's foot slips, his hand will also slip and he will fall down onto the paddy field. And he goes on to say, if father is holding the child's hand, if the child slips, father will yank him back. And this is what it meant is abhay, fearlessness. Child is fearless. Baby is fearless. You and I need to be fearless like a baby, having faith in the supreme divinity of the Divine Mother, God, Shiva, whichever way, or the Brahman. I'm an Advaitist, I'm pure, I'm truthful. No wrong can come to me because supreme consciousness is everywhere, is protecting me, my people, my family, my friends, my colleagues. It cannot happen because I'm pure. Why do they happen then? Because we are lacking in that faith. Somebody asked, I shared with you all the other day, in Himalayas, why is it that if we are so powerful, we are connected with consciousness, we can do anything, achieve anything? Why are we suffering, and why is it that we are ignorant? The answer from the Maharaj, a great saint, he said in Hindi, "Beokufi ke matra hai sirf." It's only the ignorance that we do not know who we are. And what we are doing, this meditation process, is through the Advaita differences. We talked about it. We'll again run through it quickly today. Is why we are going through this and pursuing. It takes a lot of time to understand this advanced Vedantic meditation, but very powerful, very strong. And what? Sarva duksham nivritti, ananda prapti. All sufferings shall cease and you will attain the ultimate joy. So Kartikeya is total in love with mother, total dependent and fearless, and brahmacharya, abstaining from sensual things. And this is where the yama and niyama comes into. And then comes Saraswati. Once you are good in health, powerful, fearless, courageous, and you have Mother Saraswati's power, which is it? Vakasiddhya. She is truthful, purity, and she is the mistress, the master of all the knowledge, the wisdom. Remember, before our school started in the ancient Indian method, I don't know whether they do it these days, we used to do a special Durga Puja with our books and do Akshardan and write something and give it so that we could write well in our life and learn well in your life. So Mother Saraswati gives us that. So once you have Kartikeya and Saraswati, you have great health, great power, fearlessness, attitude, and great wisdom, and have lots of skills like Mother Saraswati. Then you will get lots of money. Mother Lakshmi. This is how the progression in the Durga Puja. Mother Lakshmi gives lots of money. Is how Lakshmi Puja is coming up November 4th. Diwali. But Mother Lakshmi is not symbol of only money. Mother Lakshmi is also Shantam. and Anandam. It gives you peace. Mother gives you peace, tranquility, collected within, withdrawn. Then only you're Shantam. And Anandam, because you're collected, you attain joy and you have abundance. That's the third property, which is what everybody is offering. Lots of money. There is another beautiful, quick story. Today, lots of stories are coming up. Very rich businessman. Had got 2 sons, wife, and the sons are married. So the rich businessman was blessed by Mother Lakshmi. I will always be in your house. So he had no shortage, abundance, and peace and happiness and joy. Mother Lakshmi came in his dream and said, listen, I have helped you enough. Now I have to go elsewhere. I am going. You better check with your family. What do they want? You let me know. I will grant you all those boons and then I will go. So next day he believed. In his dream, he asked his wife, and wife said, "Naulak kahar," some special, must be gold ornament, naulak of made of 9 lakhs those days. Supposed to be very rich. Today, 9 lakh is nothing, no? And then he asked his eldest son. Eldest son said, land and property and kingdom. I want to be owner of, I want to be a king and things like that. And father said, okay. He asked the elder son's wife. Elder son's wife also asked for various money and property like husband. He asked the youngest son. Youngest son asked for aircraft and cars and things like that. And father said, okay. And then he was going off to sit for Puja, Lakshmi Puja, and meditate so that he can tell mother. Suddenly he remembered, oh, my youngest son's wife, he recently married. I forgot to ask her. So he goes and asks her, what do you want, my daughter? And she said, Father, I have everything. I don't want anything. I just want joy and Shanti. Ananda and Shanti. Father said, Kuch to mang lo, ask something. Father, it should be businessman, some money, property, something. She said, no, I have everything with a polite smile. She said, I just want Shanti and Ananda. The father said, okay. And he goes into meditation and he tells Lakshmi Mata came and he told his wife's demand, elder son's demand, elder son's wife's demand, and everybody were being granted. Youngest son's demand, granted. And then he said, Mother, I do not know what to ask for my youngest son's wife. She just said she just wants Shanti and Ananda. This is how the story goes. She said, what? Ask her to ask anything else. He said, I have asked her. She said, I don't want anything. I want only Shanti and Ananda. She says, you know, what have you done? I can't leave you and go. Because if you have to have Shanti and Ananda, I have to be here only. So Mother Lakshmi is not just money. It's Shanti and Ananda. And when you have great muscle, great health, courage, knowledge of Saraswati, Shanti, Ananda, and abundantness, you will end up with ego. I am great. That's why the fourth son, Ganesha, Prajna, has come in. In Prajna, you attain the wisdom that these are all, and comes in what? Viveka, discernment of what is real, what is not real, and detachment and supreme wisdom. Along with the supreme wisdom and the Viveka comes Vairag. You have everything, but you're not attached to it. You're detached. And you start to realize that what you see the world, as Ganesha's wisdom tells us, is what is like what you see in a TV screen, in a computer screen, in your mobile screen. You're seeing the world. Let's say you're seeing a movie. The villain, the hero, the great, let's say the Jurassic Park, T-Rexes, but you can touch the T-Rex. You're not going to snap off your hand. Why? Because it's only the screen. So you're touching the screen. The Ganesha's wisdom tells us that this is not real. It's just a movie. And all you're seeing is the screen. What is real is the screen. What is real is nothing else but that appearances. So how do you see? Because of your eye. But notice you cannot see the eye. And this is what the secret of the Vedanta, that you cannot perceive your own secret so easily. Hidden where? Not out there, within yourself, so smartly. I shared with you all the other day, Rhonda Bryan, the book called Greatest of Secrets, Greatest Secret, the new release, in which she's saying the greatest secret will grant you anything higher than even the secret. Secret talked about how to become anything, how to do anything, how to get anything. She says even bigger than that. And where is it? She said it is all hidden somewhere. And you know where? It is not out there. It is hidden somewhere where you can't find it. And where is it? Within you. She's also talking on the same thing. And she's talking about Rupert Spira, one of the very famous philosopher, writer, literature person. He's written a book called Being Aware of Being Aware. Being aware, we are aware of our body, mind, name, form, but being aware of that finer inside of it. And he says this is the secret. And she's referring to that book. I think it's page number 8, in which she's talking about that. So this is what is the secret of the Ganapati. And when you have all 4 of them, Durga Mata is symbolizing that you will win over the evil tendencies with the strength of all 4. You and I as human beings supposed to attain all the 4. Balanced food diet, great wisdom, knowledge, sacrifices, attain that joy, ananda, and peace. Attain abundantness of this world. No shortage in this world. Wherever you turn your nose, there is air to breathe. Isn't it? How come we land up with no job and no money? Because of our own past actions that we have done. And the Ganapati, Siddhidata, give you that blessing. Then what will happen? With the help of the king of the animal, Mother Durga, you attain Shiva. Toward this, in the Nidhidhasanam, I'll share with you all a little bit of slides and run through. We have already covered meditation in Advaita Vedanta. We reflecting back a little bit, these meditation techniques, even the Buddhas, from where the Vipassana things have come from, the Buddhist, the language. If you look at it carefully, the original teachers of Buddha were actually from the Sankhya, prototype Sankhya and prototype Patanjali, before he went on to his own self and the own journey, in which he went ahead and started taking on to how to attain that Purusha, that mind. And how do you, okay. So Sankhya and yogic methods, they're talking about controlling of the mind. And in the Advaitic Vedantic meditation, all of you are now quite champion in Advaita Vedanta, and we are all learning side by side, in which you have to do Shravanam, Mananam, Nidhidhasanam, in which we had talked about that this yogic method, before that is Bhakti, which is generally we say devotion to God, is which give us whatever we want. So where the problem comes in over there is the non-devotion called abhakti. In the abhakti, we do not have devotion, so we'll end up into trouble. Similarly, in the yogic method, it says the mind is very restless. In the mind restlessness, what should we do? We should control the mind. And that is called those 8 limbs. The limbs are the ones which we are supposed to attain them. Ayama, Niyama, Pranayama, Pratyahara, Dharana, Dhyana, Samadhi. Notice the Dhyana is the 7th form of the 8 forms. So there is this gentleman who goes, I often talk about it. We have to remember that story well deep inside, that we should not try to cut short. You know, there is a tendency in you and me and everyone, okay, forget about all these. Let's first teach me how to sit down, how to breathe, and how to do meditation. Now, like, can you do meditation if you put your asana on top of, let's say, 1 lakh rupee of 100 rupee bundles, you put it, and on top of that, you put the asana. Try. You cannot. All your mind will go on to that money. You cannot do meditation like that. You cannot do the breathing and pranayam with your mouth full and you're eating something or you're drinking something. So similarly, there has to be a detachment to that. So what is the problem with the Nidhidhasanam? In this Nidhidhasanam, Shravanam, Mananam, Nidhidhasanam, it will solve all our problems, in which, let me tell you this story a little later. There is a story coming up after this. We have to have this Shata Sampatti, Sadhana Chatushta, Viveka Vairaga, and the 6 Sampatti and Mumukshattam. Shama Dama Uparati Titiksha Samadhana Shraddha, then comes Mumukshattam Mumukshattam. Those are supposed to be. So what are they? Discernment between the unreal and the real, temporary and the permanent, and the eternal. Dispassion for the temporary. This is how 6-fold technique. This is how we go ahead. In the process of Vedantic meditation, what are we doing actually? Before we go on to the Nidhidhasanam, is the first Yagyavalkya is teaching his wife in Brihadaranyaka Upanishad how to meditate, in which he's teaching her first is Shravanam. You listen to me and you do your own reading a little bit, self-reading, self-study, and listen to me. That is where the Shravanam comes in. With the Shravanam comes up what happens? Gives us knowledge. And as per the ancient, those who used to follow the Vedantic process, Advaita Vedantis, they call it Shravanam gives you all the knowledge. So knowledge we have got. Why are we wanting knowledge? Because of, the Bhakti gives us God, etc. Abhakti takes us away from God. This is the devotional path. In the yogic path, the disturbances of the mind disturbance lets her do this meditation. To calm down the mind, you have to have yama, you have to have niyama, and you have to go ahead, asana, pranayama, etc. Then only you go to dhyana state, the 7th stage. This is yogic. What is it in the Vedantic? What is the problem? Problem is we're ignorant. What? Ignorant of who we really are. We've forgotten who we are. Beokufi ka matra hai sirf. That's the difference only from all our sufferings. So what do we have to do? Attain the knowledge. So how do you do that? Vichara in Sanskrit. In English, inquiry. Find out, research. This is called mananam. In the mananam, you are studying and you are asking questions, you're reflecting upon it, thinking about it, you're studying your own mind, studying the Shastras, studying the Vedanta, and also asking questions. through amongst ourselves with our teacher and things like that. So now what has happened is, through the Shravanam, I've got the knowledge. What is my problem? Ignorance. Ignorance, if I don't know German, I need to learn German. So I have got the knowledge now. Okay, the knowledge has come. I know I am Brahman. I've been hearing it. I'm Brahman, I'm Brahman, Aham Brahmasmi, I'm Brahmasmi. But it still doesn't make sense to me. I still don't realize it. I don't feel it. I don't feel how can I be? Mananam comes in, and Mananam takes away that weakness of our journey. It tells us through the Mananam, tells us, I know the teaching now, I understand, but it is still not a living reality. I still think I'm the body and the name and the form. I understand. I know. I believe you. I believe you, sir, teacher, Rishi, Guru. But how can it be? Comes Nidhidhasanam. In the Nidhidhasanam, the promised duksha nivritti, which is in the Mananam, is my last question. I'm still the body, I'm still suffering. COVID-19 is there, loss of job is there. But duksha nivritti, meaning all these things should not be there. And in the Nidhidhasanam is the assimilation. Nidhidhasanam word is a new word. We generally talk about dhyanam, no? Yama, niyama, asana, pranayama, pratyahara, dharana, dhyana. Dhyana is the word that we talk about meditation. Nidhidhasanam came in Brihadaranyaka Upanishad from Yajnavalkya, who was teaching his wife. Imagine, husband used to teach wife meditation, yogic process. Beautiful, no? Now, Ni means Nishchaya. It is the upasarga of, in the Sanskrit, Nishchaya. And Dhyasam, like supposing you have Pipasa. Pipasa is, I am thirsty. So you're talking about Pipasam. Dhyasa means an eagerness, an urge from within. In the Nidhidhasana comes in, I want to sit down for meditation. I have to sit down for meditation. I can't do without my morning meditation, evening meditation. I have to. This dhyasa is the word where the Nidhidhasanam has come in for. And this is called, which Vivekananda talks about, assimilation. Making the knowledge a living reality, a craziness, a wanting, and then staying with it. Once you cook a food, that's very special, anything, veg, non-veg, you let it marinate in it. You don't straight away open it and start eating. You let it marinate, cook it, then again simmer it for a while, isn't it? So Vivekananda is saying, tell yourself again and again and again that I am that, not in the sense of just repeating like a mantra, Aham Brahmasmi, Aham Brahmasmi. Now, he said it's something that is understood very clearly. It is so. And stay with it, with that understanding, till it tingles in every drop of your blood. It is like right now. I don't have to go to school to learn I am this body, I am this mind, I am this name. Where is Robin Ghosh? Here, immediately. I get up from sleep, I'm groggy. Robin Ghosh, where are you? I will say here. No doubt. Like that, stay with it, as Vivekananda is talking about. So, notice the summary in that asambhavana and viparita bhavana. Asambhavana is the impossibility, or the obstacles of the impossibility. How can it be? Me, Brahman, goes away from Mananam. Shravanam gives you the knowledge of Brahman, which we have been doing with it, with some kind of knowledge. We have a little drop. In the Mananam, this asambhavana goes away. And in the Nidhidhasanam, the sense of the body, and why is this suffering? I was promised that I will all duksha nivritti. Where is my sufferings are still going on? Gurudev, teacher, when is that going to go? That goes away with the Nidhidhasanam. And this is where the contrary to the tendencies is removed. A craziness comes in. You know it is there. It is just like, you know, I'm just touching a screen. Where is the water in the wave? Everywhere. Where is the gold in the golden ornament? Every ornament. Where, how do I know I have eye? By seeing anything and realizing it is so. So that awareness comes in, and with that you stay with it. This is the message from the ancient masters. So the techniques of the Vedanta meditation, actually, in which, if you talk about it in Nidhidhasanam, it is given in Drigdrishya Viveka towards the end, and 102 is the introduction in Aparukshanubhuti. You remember I had shared with you all these two. This is Drigdrishya Viveka. Thin book, small book, but very powerful. Shankaracharya's Aparukshanubhuti. 100 to 102 verse onwards. Those of you interested, if you let me know, then I will start going through them with you one by one. Stotras and the meaning. 102 onwards starts the 15 methods of meditation, not 8 limb. That gentleman goes to sadhu in the Himalaya and says, teach me meditation. I don't want to hear this yama, niyama. Yeah, in the school days, somebody has told me all that. So, when you say Ashtanga, Anga means limb. The 8 limbs is the process of the yogic meditation. So the sadhu says, Maharaj, okay, I understand. Aap Vikalanga dhyan sekhenge? Yeah. Ashtanga dhyan sekhenge. So we cannot cut away this yama, niyama. If you look carefully, reflect on it, our mind is like that. We say, okay, yeah, Ashtanga. No, but if you look at them carefully, they're extremely important. So, teachings of the Advaithic meditation, in which there are certain processes which we have to practice and follow, in which first we have to understand that Shravanam and the Mananam, and that Nidhidhasanam, the meaning of it. You know something? There was Shankaracharya's contemporary. You know, there are 5 Shankaracharya's ashrams in India today, right? And in the Sringeri, he was quite current. He is no more. He would be about 100 years ago, he was there. And Chandrasekhara Saraswati is a great personality, self-realized master with the following of the Shankaracharya's method. Some monks from all the way from Himalaya went to Sringeri to meet him. He is a very, very frail, quite aged, must be 90 plus. So they went, and he was sitting on a little charpoy, and they went and asked him, we have come to meet you. Tell us something. So Chandrasekhara Saraswati asked them, okay, do you know what is Vedantic meditation? What is Vedantic meditation? They said, no, sir, we have come to you. You tell us. So he said, do you know something? Nidhidhasanam, the Vedantic meditation, it is actually, it cannot be done. He said, then what is this, all this for thousands of years is going on, 1400 years Shankaracharya, Nidhidhasanam. What is all this then? And what are we, you and I, what are we wasting our time for? Now, to understand, what it talks about is that in the Nidhidhasanam, it is concentrating on to you as a self. Whereas, as per the Vedantic understanding, you can concentrate only on an object. Subject can concentrate only on an object. It's not a technicality. I can see the clock. I can see the glass. I can see, let's say, Mother Durga or Krishna, an object. But self is not an object. So then how do you do Vedantic meditation? So a beautiful example, Chandrasekharan Maharaj, he had laid down. He said, it is like, he gave a simple example, because for us, it is for us to understand, and like that marination, every drop of the blood should know, this is Robin Bush. I have no doubt. Just like that, we have to know, this is me, Aham Brahmasmi, pretending to be the body, mind, name, and form. Whatever I do throughout the day, time, whatever functions, I know I am the Brahman. Just like now I know I'm this body and name and form. And I'm limited by that. And because of the limitedness, I'm suffering. That limitedness has to go away. Oneness has to come in so that all of us are one. So what do? He says it is like, Chandrasekharan says, cutting a rock with a sword. Those days example. Now, if you cut, what do they mean by that? If you cut, let's say, some bamboos, you cut it with a sword, it'll cut. If I cut some rope, if I chop it with a sword, it'll cut. If I take the sword and cut a tree with a little more difficulty, I will cut it. But you try to cut a rock with a sword, what happens? Either the sword breaks, isn't it? It will break. So with that mind, that vritti, which you're going beyond the vritti, in which we are talking about that understanding of that this mind is me is broken. That means you go beyond mind. Man ke paar chale jate hain. So when you go beyond the mind, this is where it is like that lake. If it has got ripples, wave, and if the water is impure, two things. Wave is the restlessness. The answer to the yogic method is calm the wave, calm the mind. Focus, attention. But how can you do in the Advaita? Advaita is talking about that vritti, which is the thing has to be calmed down, which is why. So Shankaracharya's 15 steps include the, not exactly include with a different meaning. We'll go over those meaning for us to understand, because it is an understanding. And we have to do those abhyasas also. With that, we go ahead, and he is talking about very simple, that you know it now, that it is calm mind, you see through it. Impurities have gone away from the mind, which is why we talked about Durga Mata, Asura, etc. It is an awareness. I know I am in my journey. I am getting purer and purer in my everyday process. As I wake up till I fall asleep, I know, and all the time, that I am that Brahman. Whatever I'm doing, everything, identifying from body to going away to the yogic processes, and understanding seeing it through. What am I seeing? Is the Purushaha, which is I am, which is covered up by the Maya of the Samsara. And Samsara is the Maya. But being in the Samsara, not running away from it, understanding this comes from that knowledge. And this is like cutting the rock with that knife, that cutting the rock with a sword. The sword breaks, that the mind, that vritti, with which billions of thoughts are coming in and creating turbulences, creating impurities, that break. It cannot be anything else. Just like it is a little tricky to understand, but this is what we have to do, that understanding. Just like if I say, you are Rajiv, you are Yogesh, you are Robin Ghosh, you are Thaplial Sir, you are. You have no doubt. He said, yes, I know. So what's so great about it? It's just like that. It has to assimilate and come into us totally. And this is what Chandrasekharan, very powerful self-realized master, is telling us. In these processes, we have to do those 3 simple steps. It is different, but very powerful. Shravanam, in which we understand through the knowledge, through our own mananam, in which that asambhavana goes away. The 2 blocks has to be removed, no? Shravanam and mananam removes asambhavana. And viparita bhavana goes away from nidhidhasanam. That is, viparit is what? I think I'm the body and the mind. From there, I become. Now I know I'm not the body and the mind, but I am using the body and the mind just like you use the apps in your mobile, just like you use the screen to watch or communicate or do things in this world, in this learning world, a teaching world, or studying world, or business world. You're using the computer. You're using this body and the mind and the nama rupa babhara. But something is in the back of it all the time. And that's what you will start to, you will perceive. Something beautiful happened. Yesterday we had a little gathering. So there is this, one of our young, very bright teacher was there, and he was looking at, in our ashram, looking at Mother Kali, and he said, "Sir, Mother Kali does exist. Wo hai." I said, it is like a fish asking, where is water? It is like being in the ocean, being in the waves, and I'm saying, I am a wave. I don't know what is water. And then when I'm a little bit of realizing, I'm saying, water is there. We don't realize I am that water. I am the tiara, I am the ring, I am the gold necklace. I don't realize I am the gold. And these are forms because of the gold. With this understanding, I said, okay, let me show you something. Mother Kali is not there. It's a little different way of understanding. Let me show you something. So I prayed to the mother and I did something. I just touched him. And luckily there was somebody behind him. They held on to him. And I asked him, what do you see? And he was seeing waves and waves and waves of light and light and light. I said, this is that mother is there. Mother is you. So what do we say? I have hands, I have head, I have eyes, I have fair skin, dark skin, I have stomach, I have heart, I have liver, I have function, I have consciousness. So understand, I have all these, I am also having consciousness. When my consciousness is not there, I'm in coma or I'm unconscious. No. Why? When it is less consciousness with you there, you're unconscious, is true. When it is very little, you're in coma, true. When it is not there at all, you're dead, it is true. But the understanding is, The consciousness itself has chosen to be you and me and these objects and the world, and given existence to the world for us, the consciousness, to perceive the world. Purusha and Maya both put together is the Brahman. But the Maya and the Purusha is the power of the Brahman itself. And we are that Brahman. Tat Tvam Asi. This understanding is certainly a little tricky, but this is the understanding that we have to go to get onto that field. I say that Mother Kali is not there. You are that Mother Kali. You are that Brahman, Param Brahma, Brahma Rupi Mother, Mother Durga, Mother Shakti, Mother Saraswati, or Krishna, or call by any name, or Allah, or Jesus Christ, or any name. Jal, Pani, Tanni, water, you in French, everything is only one, and that is that water. Where is the water? So we say, no, there is water in the wave. You say, yeah, so what's so great about that statement? It's a wrong statement. Water is not there in the wave. Water is there in every wave. Why? Because the water itself is the wave. The consciousness itself is you and me. Let me finish today's session with a little lighter. There was a conversation. Let's see, where did it go? Let me just get back to this slide. It was two. One. How did it go? Oh, champion. I want to get back to it. Give me a minute. There was a discussion comparison between the two generations. These days, one young boy, I just got this. I thought I'll share with you. Sounds funny, you will smile, but if you reflect on it, it's very, and especially being in a school, dealing with people, having children. A young son asked his father, how do you all perceive, this is the one. How did all people live before the current times, when you had no access to technology, no airplanes, no internet, no computers, no drama, no TVs, no air cons, and no cars, and no mobile phones? How did you? So his father said, just like, where did it go? He says, just like how your generation lives today. No prayers, let me read it out. No compassion, no honor, no respect, no character. You kids, you new generations are living like that. No character, no shame, no modesty, no time planning, no sports, no reading. Have you realized? Most of us just watch TV and go to sleep. And whole day, mobile and TV and the world and the fun and sensual. So we the people, he said, we were born between 1940 and 1985, he's talking about, are the blessed ones. And our life was living with that special prayer. He said, we the people, we were born, and we are the ones. Our life is a living proof of what? While playing and riding bicycles, we never wore helmets. He says, after school, we played until dusk, and we never watched TV. He said, we played with real friends, not internet friends. Today, everybody is in WhatsApp and Facebook and Instagram. If we ever felt thirsty, we drank tap water and not bottled water. We never got ill, although we used to share the same glass of juice with my friends. We never gained weight, although we used to eat a lot of rice and every other food that mother gave. Nothing happened to our feet, despite we used to walk around barefoot. Some of you may be recollecting. Our mother and father never used any supplements to keep us healthy. Supplement vitamins and minerals. We used to create our own toys and play with them. I still remember we used to create bows and arrows and spear and swords and play Ramayana and Mahabharata. Our parents were not rich, but they gave us love and not worldly materials. We are, the father goes on and tells the child, we are a limited edition. We never had cell phones, DVDs, PlayStations, e-boxes. How do you do this? We didn't have personal computers. We didn't have internet chat. We didn't have real friends. We visited but we had real friends, not internet friends. We visited our friends' homes without even telling them and enjoyed lunch with them. Unlike your world, we had relatives who lived close by, so family time and ties were always enjoyed together. We may have been in black and white photos, but you will find colorful memories in those photos. Just the other day, I remember this when I was reading it. We collected all the photographs from all over the world and everybody, we made a very nice, beautiful book. I will just share it with you. Can you take out this book, please? This book in front, yeah. I'll share it with you. We created that book. It took us about 60 days of work. Those colorful black photographs. Can you see this book? This is on my mother's birth centenary that we created. So like these black and white photographs were so powerfully enjoyed. It says, we are a unique and the most understanding generation because we are the last generation who listened to their parents. The father is telling the son. Also, the first who have had to listen to their children. We are the first generation who are listening to our children. And we are the ones who are still smarter and helping you now to use the technology that never existed while we were your age. But we become smarter to learn that technology and helping you to become smarter in that. Something nice, something good. Come on. Dear devotees, I felt like sharing with you. We are the limited editions. Let us become eternal with our practices of Nidhidhasanam. We'll do more of those practices. And what you're wanting to know, okay. What is this Vedantic meditation? How do you breathe in and how do you sit and how do you go to Samadhi state? We'll come into 1-2 more sessions. It is actually 6 full sessions of about 6 full days. This is how the Shravana, Mananam, Nidhidhasanam goes in the Vedantic classes. We will go through the brief part of it. I've enjoyed sharing with you, enjoyed understanding a little bit about it. I'm certain you all are benefiting so much. If there are any questions, please go ahead and ask. We have gone past about 7-8 minutes beyond 12 o'clock. Any questions? Can we go back to the screen? Any doubts? Go ahead and have a beautiful Puja celebrations. Navaratri is going on. Understand a little bit. My request is every time when there is a celebration comes in, honestly, I did not know about these symbols of the Durga Puja, but I had the question. I started digging in. And I found from some ancient books, really old tithering books and Chandipuran, the actual meaning of the Durga Puja. Or like that, our Hindus, Muslims, Christianity, Jainism, Buddhism, find out all the Sikhism. There are so many isms in the world and the Judaisms and etc. find out the beautiful truth. You know, Sister Teresa, you've heard about Sister Teresa in autobiography, Paramahansa Yogananda is talking about. You know, you attain through these practices that little. He said, sir, how did you touch me and how did I see all this light? I said, you monkey, I'm just I'm just an Amazon.com delivery guy. I'm nobody. I just prayed to Mother, please show it to him that you are the one who is holding this body. It is not, I am the body who's experiencing that light. It is the light which is the body. I'm just seeing it right now. Otherwise, I was obscured. So it is those experiences you will be getting as you take up this journey. Beautiful journey. And they are called mystic experiences. Everybody will have. It is not possible that you won't have. They are beautiful. You will have the visions because we are doing, philosophy of the Sankhya, of the Advaita, as well as Advaita. We are following everything. What did Paramahansa Ramakrishna Gurudeva Vivekananda said? Do anything, but realize God in this life alone. That's the purpose of our human life. Not just grow old and become sick and diabetes and heart attack and spondylitis and die. Now, our purpose is to attain oneness. Until then, Babaji's power to stay young, youthful, full of energy, continue to work in the world, help everybody. So, not selfish, but selfless. And inquiry, vichara. Keep on studying and finding out. Keep on practicing. Nidhidhasanam. Ni is nishchaya. You will. Dhyasa is the craziness of coming into, I want to practice this. And this is called, Paramahansa Ramakrishna says, Vakulata. Once that Vakulata comes, he says in Bengali, Vishaye Virag, Ishaye Anurag. Vishaya is the earthly things around, the physical things, Virag. It is there. I need them to do certain performance in the job, but I'm not attached to it. And Ishware Anurag, love for that supreme, the Brahman, the God, the mother, the gods in any name and form. Go ahead and continue to do the research, and I wish you supreme protection from the Divine Mother at the end of your sessions, whenever you do it and every time you do. All of you, I know many of you are experiencing some powerful things. I keep hearing from you all. Rub your palm rapidly. You will find tingling in the palm. Tremendous energy at the end of the session will come. If you rub it now also, you will get it, but very less tingling and palm will get warm. At the end of the session, you are packed with energy. You are the light yourself. You are that Brahman. Rub it, get that energy, tingling power, and send it to the world, to everyone. Send it to your Guru Bhais, Guru Bahan, devotees, colleagues. Send it to your brothers, sisters, neighbors, to the society, of course, to your family member, your nearest father, mother, husband, wife, children, and everybody else. Heal them. When you see something evil, something bad, pray for them so that their badness is erased, wiped away, and their goodness, work of the goodness comes in. Lion King will wrap onto their chest and the Asura Pravritti will go away, the evil tendencies. Pray for it. You will see the changes. Every word you speak, do not even by joke make a mistake of doing two things. One is say something which is not good. Whatever, not good. It doesn't give you something, but you get worried and you say, what if that happens? Don't say it. And if you have made the mistake of saying it, I'm telling you a trick. Immediately replace it with just the opposite of that. Let's say I'm going to Mumbai and I see the tire burst and I say, oh, I hope I don't get a tire burst. I made the mistake of saying it or thinking about it. Replace it immediately. How can I? Babaji is protecting me. Divine Mother, Brahma, Vishnu, Maheshwara, our Gurudeva, Paramahansa Yogananda, Yukteswar Giri Lari Masai, Vivekananda, Holy Mother, Paramahansa Ramakrishna is protecting us like a bubble. Not even a scratch will come to my car. Replace that negative thought, which you may have made by error, replace it with a positive thought. And then be tranquil with that Shantam, which is inside of you. Be peaceful. Attain that. Whenever you're going ahead with dealing with an important job or an interview or a study or an assessment, examination, whatever, going to give a talk, pray. Vivekananda, in 1893, 11 September, he was scared seeing those 6,000 plus people in front of him. Suddenly, a simple Indian boy had gone down there and he was nervous. His chance came on the third speaker. He said, not now. His chance twice he was asked by the MC. 22nd speaker was an Italian priest and he was sitting next to Vivekananda. He said, next is yours. And he goes and speaks and Vivekananda says, I prayed to Mother Saraswati and my Gurudev. Protect me, Mother. You speak through me. And see what happened. Just 2 words and the whole audience stood up and clapped and clapped and clapped. There's the power when you tap into that supreme consciousness, Brahman, with every action of ours and keep that Brahman within. No, I am Atman Brahman. That is Anubhava Matra. Anubhava, feel it, feel it. May not realize it, may not taste it. It will come, it will come. May the Mother protect you all and fulfill all your wishes. Remove all your suffering. Om. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Jai Gurudev.